Hey guys, welcome to today's live. As promised, we are going to be back tomorrow, which is today. We're going to be back today talking some more about teaching in the United States. Now, I know you had a lot of questions. You had a lot of questions yesterday. So I'm just going to ask you to go ahead and put in the comment section where you are watching from. Where are you watching from? Put in the comment section so where you're watching from. And also you can share if you would already applied for a teaching position and what's your status for that teaching job that you had applied for. Hey Danala from India, welcome to today's live. Go ahead and share this link also to people you know who may be interested in getting a teaching job in the United States. Today we will be talking about direct hire versus J1 sponsor. I know some people are not sure what's the difference and how it works. So we're going to be talking about the different ways. We spoke yesterday, for those who did not join yesterday. Yesterday we talked about some of the basic requirements to get a teaching job in the United States. Now today we're going to talk about the different options that you can take in depth, whether you want to do a direct hire or you want to do a J1 sponsor. Hey Siri from Cameroon, thanks for joining. Go ahead and share this link so that others may be able to join. We're also live on Instagram and TikTok. For those who are joining for the first time, my name is Dr. Britton. And on this channel, we share how you can get a teaching job in the United States. I already applied to IAG Ready to Hire status for January 2024. Still waiting for principal interview. Okay, Danala, hopefully you get an interview in short order. Good morning, Vanaja. Where are you watching from? All right. So those who are joining for the first time, we did start yesterday. I did mention on yesterday that if it is needed, if this information is needed, I will be on daily, Monday to Friday, around 11 o'clock, 11:15, with anytime after 11 a.m. just to share information that people might be interested in. It's going to be dependent on your interactions on the lives, and also after the videos, the lives are posted. If there are additional questions, the lady live over there. Hey Jesse, hey Onajobi from Nigeria, and Banaja from India. Hi Dr. Britton, are there any schools, county in Virginia that sponsors H1B? I'm sure there are schools that sponsor H1B, Wahida. I will definitely have to look into that and get that out to you, but I'm sure there are. All right, so today we're going to be talking about direct hire versus J1's program sponsor. As I mentioned earlier, yesterday we spoke about the requirements that you need to teach in the United States, and we touched on some of the ways that you can, start getting your things ready to be able to be offered a teaching position in the United States. So if you missed that live yesterday, you can always go back to yesterday. It's going to read the same thing. Teaching the USA, your guide, day 1. And today it's Teaching the USA, your guide, day 2. I will be putting all these lives into one, what do you call them again? One playlist, so that if you miss them, you can always watch them at the end of the week. Hey, Dolly, I've been researching schools in Florida for H-1B visa, but I can't find any. So many of the schools, Dolly, in Florida, most of the schools in Florida, they really depend on the J program sponsors. So I'm not going to say there's not any. They mainly depend on J1 program sponsors in Florida. I even have a person who shared on one of our lives. You can check that live out. That was the young gentleman that was Java mentor from Guyana. He actually got a job through direct hire. That's what we're going to be talking about today. He got a job through direct hire, and then he had to turn towards a program sponsor to sponsor the J1 visa for him, because though the school district hired him, they did not sponsor H-1B visa. So he had to reach out to a program sponsor, and the program sponsor sponsored his visa, and he's now in Florida. So that's one route you can take. And we're going to talk about that some more today in today's live. You're a darling. Thank you for responding. I'm an API. All right. Good job, Dolly. So, yes, definitely if you're looking to switch over to H-1B, it's going to be a hassle to find one in Florida. I'm not saying there's not any, but the states that you're going to find a lot of schools sponsoring H-1Bs, like South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. There may be a few in Virginia as well that sponsors H-1B. There are a lot in Arizona, Texas. Those states, they sponsor H-1B. California. So might not be the state that you are looking for, but as I always say, don't put your eggs in one basket. Can we apply for 3 to 4 cultural exchange programs? Will it affect my future interviews? No, it will not. You can apply to as many as you can, because guess what? Only one offer you can take. And so if you have options, you can weigh your options and see which one you want to go on. I might have to do a waiver then. Yes, Dolly, you definitely would need to do that. It doesn't matter where you're transferring to, you would still need to do a waiver. So, yes, once you have a J1 visa, it has the 212E rule on it. Once you are going to transfer status to H1B, you definitely need to do a waiver. The school district legal representative, whether they have their HR doing it or their lawyers doing it, they will not move further with the process without your waiver in hand. They might put the application in, but even if they do, USCIS will request that you send your waiver in. My friend got selected from TPG as a biology teacher in Florida. Yes, TPG is a J1 program sponsor. That is what I'm trying to explain to Dolly. Dolly trying to get H-1B, but most of the schools in Florida, they depend on the J1 program sponsors. All right. So let's go straight into it. As I said, if you're joining this platform for the first time, go ahead and like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed as yet. They do say encouragement sweeten labor, so go ahead and let me feel encouraged to do more. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel, turn your notification on, and share with somebody who may need this information. Okay, so that would be my second year. I hope it doesn't affect my program. I'll keep watching to get more. And Dolly, you definitely need to speak to somebody as well. You definitely need to check out some more of my YouTube videos, because I did share on this platform that some program sponsors, depending on when you apply for your waiver, what they do is cancel your visas. So that's something that you should be aware of. You should also be aware of, if that's your intention, when you're going to do it, you're going to do it in a way where it's not going to affect your program. Okay, so you can always reach out to me on supremacyconnect.com to get your one-on-one consultation, where we can talk more about this. And through Supremacy Connect, you will pay a small fee. You will have me for your own individual purpose. We will be one-on-one. You can ask all the questions. I can provide details on what to do, what not to do, and how to move forward. All right, so that's something you want to take into consideration. All right, so we're going to be talking about direct hire versus J1 visa program sponsor. My subject is biology, and IAG WhatsApp group, 1,300 members are there. More than 100 science teachers. Nobody got job offer, or wow, that's, oh well. Send an email to recruitment@iagusa.org. Send an email to ask, and maybe they can provide you with some more information as to what's happening. Hey, you asked to join the live. Okay, so do you have any idea on science teaching positions? A lot of schools in the US need science and math teachers, science, math, and special education is a lot. I did share a video recently with a school in California that is seeking international teachers for science, math, and special education. So let's get into today's video. We're going to be talking about how to get a teaching job in the United States. I did say yesterday I shared what are the requirements, some of the basic requirements. If you missed that, you can check that live out on my YouTube channel. For those who are watching from IG on my YouTube channel, there's a lot of information that you can learn on, or if you're on TikTok. Okay, so we spoke about the requirements yesterday. Today we're going to talk about the direct hire versus J1 sponsor. Now, I know a lot of you already know about J1 program sponsors. There are a lot of J1 program sponsors. To put it simple, they're like an agency helping you to get a job. So if you apply to a J1 program sponsor, what they do is that they allow you to create a profile on their website or on their platform. And if you are eligible for a teaching job in the United States, then they would send your profile out to school districts who are interested in hiring teachers. Now, when they send your profile out, principals get to view your profiles, and if they're interested, they would offer you an interview. If you are successful in that interview, then what that school district would do is reach out back to the program sponsor and say, I'm interested, for example, in Dr. Britton, and would like to move forward in hiring her. Your program sponsor would then let you know that somebody offered you a job, and you can decide if you want to take that job offer, yes or no. If you decide to take the job offer, then they would start the paperwork for you. Hey, Diane, good morning. Then they would start the paperwork for you. So think of the J1 program sponsors as agencies who are assisting you in finding a teaching job. Now, the J1 program sponsors, what they offer, good morning, Keisha. What they offer is the J1 visa. The J1 visa is a cultural exchange visa, which allows you, in most cases, to teach in the United States for initially 3 years, and the possibility of extending that for another 2 years. Okay? Now, that would mean you're in the United States for 5 years on your J1 visa. What you should note about the J1 visa is that it would allow you to take your family with you. If you're married and you have children, you can take your husband or your wife and your children to the United States with you. It also allows for your spouse to apply for a work permit. That work permit will allow your spouse to, apply for a job, whichever job he or she's interested in, whichever state, it doesn't matter. And if they're offered that position, they are able to work in the United States as well. Same for your children, if your children are of the age where they can work. I did answer that question in the group, Danala. If you go back to the group, I did respond to that question. So go back and check that video out, or should I say check that message out that I responded to. If you did not check it, I responded yesterday, so you can check that out. That question you just asked about my Telegram group, my Telegram channel, there was a response to that question, so you can go ahead and check that out. I'm from Nigeria. It's true that Nigerians are not usually taking the US for teaching. I've seen I've seen people from Africa teach in the United States. I am not sure if it's Nigeria or where, but I've seen. A matter of fact, when I came here in 2015, I actually had a person in our cohort from Africa that was here on that program sponsor as well, and he was teaching in the same school district that I was in. So that was in 2015. So I can speak of that personal experience. I cannot forget, his name was Henry. Henry came and he was teaching math in my school district, and he was from Africa. All right. So So the J1 program sponsor allow you to take your spouse, your children, they can apply for a work permit and they can work in the United States while you are here on your program sponsor, which is the J1 visa. I have a friend and she's here for 3 years. J1 visa program is finished. Can she should be able to get an extension from our program sponsor, Keisha. I hope she's not on a program sponsor that abruptly did not extend teachers 2 years this year, because there was an incident of that in May. Yes, where a program sponsor abruptly just did not extend teachers J1 visa for the additional 2 years. So if she's not on that program, she should be able to get that extension. All right. Additionally, for the J1 visa, I know a lot of you are skeptical. It is a cultural exchange visa, which means that once you're 2 years, should I say, what that means once your time has expired, whether it's your 3 year or you got an additional 2 years and you spend 5 years, it is expected that you go home to your home country for at least 2 years before you can re-enter the United States to work. However, there is a way that you can go around that. You can apply for a waiver. It's not illegal to apply for a waiver. Some program sponsors make it seem as if it's illegal to apply for a waiver, but it's not. You can apply for a J1 waiver so that you can continue working in the United States. She's on the program that does not give the extension yet. So that's definitely an issue, because I'm sure she does not have her waiver in hand. I did talk about this yesterday, that there was a program sponsor who did not extend the teachers who were in their 3rd year. They did not extend their J1 visas for the additional 2 years. A lot of teachers were in limbo. That's for a different video. I'll have to make a video about that. But we have to start being mindful of some of these program sponsors and see who is not extending these visas and know what to do before we get to the end of that first 3 years. I see Dan Ricketts in the comment section. She's promoting a great sponsor. So if you are not watching on Facebook or IG, she's promoting a great program sponsor. She said Participate Learning is a great sponsor. Check them out. All right, so yes, you definitely need to research the sponsors before you apply and send your applications to credible J1 sponsors. Okay. All right, so it's a cultural exchange visa. You can take your family with you. They can apply for a work permit. They can work in the United States. Once your J1 program is expiring, you can apply for a waiver. You can transfer your status. Those are things the J1 sponsors will not tell you, because they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to do that. Okay? So if you would like to learn more, you definitely want to learn more about how to get a teaching job and how to stay on top of things, you need to subscribe to this channel so that you can get ongoing, up-to-date information on what is really going on. Now, that's the J1 program sponsor. We say we're going to think of them as an agency who's assisting us to get a teaching job. The next option is the direct hire. With the direct hire, you don't need to go to, for example, a agency to get a job. What you do is you go directly to the school district's website and you put your application in directly to the school district. That way, you are hired directly by a school district. Most of these school districts that allow you to apply to them directly, what they sponsor is the H-1B visa. Now, the H-1B visa, when compared to the J-1 visa, it's not a cultural exchange visa. It's a work visa with dual intent, meaning it allows you to be working on the H-1B visa, and you can, if you are offered sponsorship through your school district, they can apply for your permanent residency for you to stay in the United States. Now, a lot of people gravitate towards the H-1B visa because of its dual intent, but I always like to backtrack and say if you are on a J-1 visa and your school decides that they want to sponsor you for a green card, it can happen also on a J-1 visa. But because it's mainly a cultural exchange visa, there are rare cases where they're starting your green card process on it, but it has been done before, and I've seen it more than once. So for the direct hire, you apply directly to the school district, they hire you, and then you can also take your family with you on the J1, I mean on the H1B visa. But listen to the difference. When you come, depending on your job, some H1B visa, some, I did not say all, some, and I know for teachers, your family, your husband, your children, even if they're of age, they are not eligible to apply for a work permit in that first stage, in those first stages when you're on your H1B visa. They can apply for a work permit if you are offered um, sponsorship for a green card and the first stages have been completed, then they can apply for a work permit. So that's something you need to take into consideration. I have a video on this channel as well, YouTube channel, Kicking with Dr. Britton, where I gave in-depth explanation on the H1 versus J1 visa and when they can actually apply. So you apply directly to the school district, they hire you. You don't have a third person in between, like an agency. You can take your family with you. Depending on the H-1B visa job type, you may not be able, your husband, your children may not be able to apply for a work permit until your permanent residency application has started. Please do not think that once you are hired on an H-1B visa, you are automatically going to get green card sponsorship. I did not say that. You don't automatically get green card sponsorship if you are on an H-1B visa. Your school district or your employer has to want to sponsor you a green card. Okay, it's not automatic. So you need to take that into consideration. With the H-1B visa, you may get an additional 3 years on it, depending on your qualifications, depending on if you have a teaching license, because some of them base it off the teaching license. I've seen teachers who are on H-1B, but they don't have a teaching license, meaning they did not do their praxis or their gates, and so they only get 1 year on the H-1B, and they're asked to do the exam and pass the exam within a year. And if they pass the exam, then they're going to extend the visa for a longer time. If you are already in the United States and you already passed your praxis or you passed your gate and you're transferring to an H-1B visa and you are eligible for a license, then you will get 3 years on your H-1B visa, and then there's a possibility of extending that visa for an additional 3 years. So compared to the J-1 visa that's only for 5 years, the H-1B can go up to 6 years. If within that 6 years they started applying for your green card and that 6 years expires before your green card is approved, then there's some way or the lawyer can go in and ask for an additional extension until you get your green card. So that's something that you definitely need to think about when you are planning to come to the United States. The type of visa you want to come on is going to be dependent on you, your family, and what your needs are. Do you need a J visa or do you need an H-1B visa? Can you afford to come with your family on an H-1B visa and you're the only person working, or would you prefer you come on a J and everybody can work? All right. I'm going to go in the comment section to see if I have any questions and then we can move forward. All right. So I am trying to prepare for GATE as I just finished year 1. It looks challenging already, so I have to definitely pray on it. I realize it's a requirement for the extension in Georgia. Yes, you definitely need the GATE exam. I'm not sure if you're on J1 now, Aisha, or if you're on H1B, but in order to get your license in Georgia, you need to do the GATE. But I need to say this, if you were working in a different state, for example, if you were in South Carolina and you did the praxis, you would not need to do the GATE. You can reciprocate that license from South Carolina to Georgia. All right? Participate learning, teaching program is a great teaching program sponsor. Check out class and send in your application. Are they still accepting applications, Diane Ricketts vlog? Are they still accepting? You need to tell us, are they still accepting applications? Participate learning. I see Danala is asking if you're still. Can I still complete my application for IAG agents even though the deadline has been announced? I'm not hearing. I'm doing good. I'm from Jamaica. All right, so I'm continuing the questions here. Can I still complete my application for ING agency even though the deadline has been announced? Or should we wait for next year to apply afresh? You can apply now if you want to, but the deadline, as you know, has been announced. And so it's going to be dependent on your option if you want to do it now or wait until they open again next year. But they continuously accept applications through IAG, so it would not hurt to apply. Are you already here in the USA teaching? Because if you are, you can get the teaching license through other means. Yes, Dan Ricky's vlog. That's what I was trying to understand from her. So you're on a J1, and I'm sure you have an international teaching license, Aisha. Can you say which state you're in and if you did any type of exam for licensure as yet? Thank you for your precious time and efforts to teach it. You are welcome, Danala. You are welcome. So let me look to see if I have questions over. Can I apply for teaching license from Jamaica? Yes, Mrs. Last Laugh, you definitely can apply for your teaching license. I've seen people in Jamaica apply for their teaching license in Georgia from Jamaica as well as in Maryland. Yes, so you definitely can. You need to just research the state that you're interested in and see what is it that they need to apply for your license in their state. Good question. Can you complete your application from Participate or they are closed down? I did ask that K True, and I'm waiting for Diane to respond if Participate is still accepting applications. Please, are some of the agencies still open yet application? Most of the agencies, Nathaniel, are closed for applications because what they're doing now is trying to place teachers. I know the one that was open up to May 1st was IAG. And as you can see, people saying they have been ready for hire and they're still waiting. So I know a lot of applications were sent in. So most of them would have been closed now, but you can still do direct hire at this time. And that's why we're talking about direct hire versus J1 sponsor today. You can do direct hire. If you see a school district that needs a teacher in your area, you can put your application in. Can you state specifically all the payments involved in J1 teaching route from the application process, credentials, evaluation, recruitment, visa application? Oh my God, that's a lot. So let's take it step by step. And if somebody's in the chat can share, you can also share what your experiences are. So, I hope I'm saying it right. All J1 program sponsors basically have their own rules. So some will allow you to pay and some will not have any fees. Some have fees, some don't have fees. I have a video on my channel where we have J1 program sponsors that you have to pay and some that you don't pay. Now, if you're interested in the ones that you don't need to pay, then you have to research those. And even some of those that you don't need to pay up front, you might find that in the end you need to show some finances that you can take care of yourself for at least before your first paycheck in the United States. All right, so we have some that are free. There's no fees at all, but you have to pay for your credential evaluation, which you know. The credential evaluation can range from anywhere between $160 to $250 US, depending on the company that you're using. To the recruitment process, many of them you don't pay for that. Visa application, I'm not sure which country you're from and what the visa application fee is for you in your country. I know in Jamaica, the visa application fee is $185. So that's your credential evaluation. And now you're talking about your visa application fee, which is 185 if you're in Jamaica. Um, Accommodation depending on where you're going to live. I know in areas like South Carolina, North Carolina, depending on the area, you can find like a two-bedroom apartment for anywhere between 800 $1,000 per month. If you're in the city area, it might be more, where you're going to pay maybe 1,500 US per month. So those are things you have to take into consideration. Now, some program sponsor, what they do, or should I say, some companies, what they do is you apply to them free and you get the job offer, but then somebody else is going to sponsor the visa. You have to pay that company to sponsor the visa. That company might need anywhere between $2,000 to $3,500 for the visa sponsorship. So that's why it's very important for you to do your research before you apply to the different program sponsors. Also, that's why I offer the service, the 1 year subscription service, where if you are not sure in which direction you're going and you need somebody to guide you along the way, I have a 1 year subscription service where you can pay that 1 year subscription fee and you basically have me to work with for 1 year. For that 1 year, I would provide guidance as to, the different J1 program sponsors, the different direct hires, the program sponsors that you're going to need to pay fees with. What are the fees? Ones you will not need to pay any fees with, but you still need to pay some personal monies for your own personal use. So supremacyconnect.com, those who have not check it out as yet, you can always check it out. We have one-on-one consultation. Like if you just need a one session to learn some more information, you can purchase one of those one-on-one consultation session, which will set you up to know what your next steps are. If you know you're somebody that needs somebody to guide you along the process, then you might need a 1 year subscription. I'm putting the comment section supremacyconnect.com. And yes, you do pay a fee for the services on supremacyconnect.com. However, all these services that are being offered right now through my lives are free. When I upload a video, those are free. But if you need that one-on-one guidance, then you pay through my platform, supremacyconnect.com. How can I join the IAG WhatsApp group? Chinwendu, I'm not sure. I guess the young, should I say, who was that person? Danala is in that group because he or she would have applied to IAG and would have been invited to join the IAG WhatsApp group. I am not in the IAG WhatsApp group. I do have a Telegram group, but that Telegram group is not a recruiting group. It's not a recruiting agency. It's basically just teachers who are interested to teach in the United States, who are trying to get a teaching job and learning from each other. Okay? Give me 1 minute. All right, so I hope that is clear. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm good. How are you? I'm from Jamaica. Where are you from? Oh, from Pakistan. Okay. All right. So I'm also live on YouTube. So I'm looking at these comments. It says, Can I complete my application? I did answer that. What could be the reason? What could be the reason why people that are set for hire by IAG since January 24 and yet to get a job offer by June? I'm not sure, Chinwendu. I'm not sure. It could be that a lot of people are applying. Please, can someone who was a teacher back in their own country? What? Yes, I'm actually live on different platforms. I'm also live on YouTube. Yes. Can someone who was a teacher back in their country and already here in the US apply to be a teacher here? Yes, Larry. Yes, you can. You have the requirements. If you watched the video yesterday that I shared, if you have the requirements, you can apply for a teaching job in the United States. Yes, Larry. IAG will send link to join group or anyone in group can add. Okay. Thanks for answering Danala. If you have not applied to IAG, there is no use in joining WhatsApp group, I think. I would say that too. Larry, as long as you are legal to work, you can be a teacher in the United States. I am legal. Yes, Larry. Yes, you definitely can. You got your green card, you definitely can. But if you need one-on-one guidance and you don't know how to go about it, you definitely can sign up for a session through supremacyconnect.com and I can take you through the steps step by step. Okay, chemistry teacher. They always need science teachers, Larry. Can you share with me embassy questions for J1 teacher? Now, OC Rich, there's a video on my channel. I'm going to go find that video right now for you with questions for J1 visa interview. You definitely need to check this video out. I'm gonna put it in the chat. And that gave a lot of sample questions. Okay, it's right there. That's for you, Ozzy Rich. Are there any teaching jobs at the university level? Oh yes, there are, Kenya. You just need to check the universities out, see what availabilities there are, and apply. All right, so I think we've come to the end. We have talked about J1 visa, and I'm not seeing any more questions. I don't know how to. Right, Larry, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know how to go about it, supremacyconnect.com, you can sign up for a session to have a one-on-one session with me, and I'll bring you through the step-by-step process on how to go about it and set you up as to what your next steps are. So that's supremacyconnect.com. It's somewhere here in the chat already. That's Larry. It's somewhere here in the chat already, supremacyconnect.com. You can check it out. Sign up for a session and we can take it from there. My status and IAG has been ready for IAG since October. Any hope of having a principal? Now, I'm going to say this again for IAG. If you are not getting any interviews, send an email to recruitment@iagusa.org. That way, you can get questions directly from IAG. Check out that video, Ozzy. With Supremacy Connect, is there a possibility of landing a teaching job? Dogby, with Supremacy Connect, I'm going to be preparing you to get a teaching job. So, I've worked with people from India who have landed a teaching job, as well as Guyana, people from Jamaica. Let me tell you this, people have only watched my channel just by watching the channel and land themselves teaching jobs. So, if I'm working with you one-on-one and giving you step-by-step guidance, what are your possibilities of landing a teaching job? It's going to be greater than just watching the videos, okay? I don't say I promise you a teaching job because I'm not a recruitment agency. I am not a school district. I am not hiring teachers, but I can show you the step-by-step what to do to get a teaching job. Okay? I hope that answers your questions, Doggy. Okay, guys, one more time, I'm going to check on Instagram to see if there are questions. Oh, that's saying, Brenny, what if I want to be directed on how to get a job offer? I'm not sure what you're asking, Brenny. You want to be directed. You want to be directed on how to get a job offer. I know I've worked with a young lady. A young lady reached out to me earlier. She's from Jamaica. I can disclose that. I don't need to say her name. She reached out to me. She signed up for a session. She signed up for one of the one-on-one session, and her complaint was that she has applied to program sponsor. Program sponsor told her she can only apply for this one program sponsor. She's not to apply for any more program sponsor. And at the same time, she had gotten 3 interviews, and all the interviews that she did, they were not successful. And so she wanted to know what to do. And I told her, I said to her, tell me exactly what, if you can remember the questions they asked, and tell me how you responded. And I said, okay, this is how you would answer to a question like this. Okay, you don't need to do that. This is what you need to do. And let me tell you this. She sent me a message last week. She landed a job. So I'm not telling you I'm offering you a job. I'm not telling you it's guaranteed a job, but I'm going to prepare you well enough so that you may be successful for a teaching opportunity. I might prepare you, and what I tell you to do, you don't do it. That's going to be on you. Okay? That's all I have to say. But supremacyconnect.com, I'm going to be having people to come and share their testimonies. Be on the lookout for that. Testimonial is going to be coming for people who have signed up for their 1-year subscription, or people who just did their one-on-one consultation. Those testimonies will be coming in short order. How do I go about applying for IAG? Clear, there is a lot of videos on my channel that talk about how to apply for a job on IAG, even step by step. You can go on my YouTube channel, look under lives or under videos. There should also be a playlist for IAG, so you can check that playlist out to see different videos on IAG, and you can learn more about them. Hello, I'm Cameroonian. I'm a French teacher. Is it possible for me to get a job? Gigi, I always say the only way you're going to know if it's possible is if you apply. You will not know by asking if it's possible, because I cannot say if it's possible by just reading this sentence that you shared here. You have to start the process, apply, and see where it goes from there. All right, guys, we're coming to the end. We're going to end this live tomorrow. Again, we will be back tomorrow. Let me see tomorrow. Larry, do I have an American accent? Do I have an American accent? Oh, Larry, no, I don't. I don't have an American accent, and I've been teaching here for almost 10 years now, because I've been here since 2015. So you don't need to have. Dan, I wish you could walk through the comment section and ask Larry. Dan doesn't have an American accent either. You will get great. Go ahead and apply. I'm an English teacher in my home country, Nigeria. Can I still apply to an English teacher? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right, guys, we will be back again tomorrow to talk some more about how to get a teaching job in the United States. If you're joining this platform for the first time, as I mentioned, my name is Dr. Britton. And on this channel, I share how you can get a teaching job here in the United States. If you have not subscribed to this channel as yet, go ahead and subscribe, turn the notification bells on, share this video with somebody who may need the information, and be on the lookout for more videos to come. I did promise that I will be coming on daily, Monday to Friday, to share about how to get a teaching job in the United States. It's going to be on the interactions that I get on the daily lives, and if there are additional questions after the video is posted. So go ahead and share your questions. I have more questions, but we'll prepare them to ask tomorrow. All right, Berenice, yes, come prepare your questions. Come prepared. All right, I don't have an American accent either, Larry. So All right, guys. Bye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Not sure what time as yet, but hopefully, if it's not after 11, you will see. I will make sure to post it at least 15 minutes before I get on. All right. Yes, Larry. Thanks for your support. Yes, you should be happy. You can do it. All right. Bye, guys.